Boker Tov, good morning. It's wonderful to be here together with you on this Erev Shabbat, on this Friday morning, getting ready for the first Shabbat of Elul, and gathering together to strengthen one another as we look out at the larger world from a Jewish perspective. Good morning, Joni. Good morning to each of you. Good morning, Annette. I'm glad that we have the chance to be here together. And to one, to all, we say Boker Tov, welcome to Boker Tov from Temple Sinai. Temple Sinai Congregation of Toronto's daily opportunity to connect, to reflect, and to remember. Good morning, Franklin and Alan and everyone who's here with us. I hope that today is a meaningful day for each of you and all of you as we join together this morning. Good morning, Sean, and as well to Sulang and Seymour. It's meaningful to be here together, and so let us begin, as we do, with gratitude, showing our gratitude for being awake and alert and alive this morning. Please join me in the English translation of the prayer for the body, and then we will join together in the Hebrew and the English prayer for the soul. Blessed eternal God, creator of the universe, you have fashioned our bodies with wisdom, creating within us a finely balanced network. To stand before you in prayer is itself a fragile miracle. Eternal God, we praise you as the healer of body and spirit. And let's join together in the prayer for the divine breath within each of us, the soul, letting the breath out with the dot in a hey at the end of a word, beginning in the second line, so that we can be inspired, letting the spirit in. Eloi, neshama shenatata bi Torah hi, אתה בראתה, אתה יצרת, אתה נפחת בי, ואתה משמרה בקרבי. כל זמן שהנשמה בקרבי מודה אני לפניך. אדוני אלוהי ואלוהי אבותיי, ריבון כל המעשים, אדון כל הנשמות, ברוך אתה אדוני, אשר בידו נפש כל חי, ורוח כל בשר איש. The soul that you have given me, O God, is a pure one. You have created and formed it, breathed it into me, and within me you sustain it. So long as my soul is within me, I will give thanks to you, eternal my God and God of my ancestors, source of all creation, sovereign of all souls. We praise you, eternal God, in whose hand is the power of all life and the spirit of all flesh. And we join together, La'asok b'divrei Torah. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. V'arevna Adonai Eloheinu, et divrei Toratcha b'finu, v'fi amcha beit Yisrael, v'niyeh anachnu v'tze'etzaenu, v'tze'etza'ei amcha beit Yisrael, kulanu yodei shemecha, v'lomdei Toratecha lishma. Baruch atah Adonai, hamelamed Torah le'amo Yisrael. Well, as we continue to prepare, let's join in this list, this traditional texts, combination of two texts, putting together those mitzvot that turn our group of people into a society. These are the obligations whose value cannot be measured. They nourish us in this world and help us to create the world to come. Kibud av va'em, to honor fathers and mothers. Ugmilut chasadim, to perform acts of love and kindness. Hashkamat beit midrash shacharit v'arvit, to attend the house of study morning and evening. V'achnasat ochim, to welcome the stranger. Uvikur cholim, to visit the sick. V'achnasat kala, to provide for brides and grooms. V'levayat hamet, to keep faith with the dead. Ve'iyun tefillah, to pray with sincerity. V'hava'at shalom ben adam l'chavero, to make peace when there is strife. V'talmud Torah keneged kulam, and the study of Torah is equal to them all. Well, let's join together in reciting a psalm today that looks out at a world of beauty, at the same time acknowledging that there are many who walk in the valley of the shadow. And our sacred task during their time of suffering or difficulty or mourning or illness is to walk with them. Please join me in the Hebrew and the English. Baruch she'amar v'haya ha'olam. Blessed is the one who speaks that we might listen. Blessed is the one who acts that we might be witnesses. Baruch shemo. Blessed is the one who decides that we might accept. Blessed is the one who has mercy that we might live. Baruch she'amar v'haya ha'olam. Blessed is the one who removes the darkness that we might see. Blessed is the one who lives forever that we might believe. Blessed is the one who saves and delivers that we might be redeemed. And so we continue with Mizmor LeDavid, with the Psalm of David, Adonai Roi Lo Echsar. With the Eternal as my shepherd, I shall want for nothing. I will lie down in a beautiful pasture. As I am led along restful waters, my soul will be restored. I will be guided along the paths of righteousness, serving God's higher purpose. Adonai Roi Lo Echsar. Even when I must walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil when you are with me. Your strength and your support comfort me. When facing my enemies, your protection stretches out before me, sustaining mind and body. Adonai Roi Lo Echsar. Only goodness and mercy will pursue me all the days of my life, and I will live in God's presence for the rest of my days. That's what we seek to do when we recite Shema Yisrael, is to live in God's presence, is through what we see, through what we touch, through what we feel. We recognize a world deeper than merely the physical surroundings near us. And we strive to live a life that remembers real suffering, that acknowledges how it colors and changes the world and what demands it makes on us for a better future, and challenges us to live a life ve'ahavta, of love of God and love of God's creatures and creation. Please join me in words of unity of God and unity of our people. Shema Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, bechol levavecha, ובכל נפשך, ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה, אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם. בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם, ויעשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו על ציצית הכנף פתיל תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית, וראיתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני, ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם, ואחרי עיניכם, אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו, ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Well, good morning to all, as on this Friday morning we continue to look outward at the larger world around us. And I admit that this morning and after this week, it's a difficult thing to see about what's happening in our own beloved Canada, and not just what's happening, but how things are reported about it. There's a story that took place this week. It's not a story, it's a real event that you may or may not be aware of. And I would need to share it with you this morning, as well as what is and isn't being said about it. On this past Wednesday in the early afternoon, a woman, a member of the Jewish community, was shopping at a Loblaws in Ottawa, often referred to as kosher Loblaws because it has the largest kosher food section of those type stores in Ottawa. And that has been the target since October the 7th, 2023, of protests and such, which is itself would be problematic or concerning. But an older woman was a member of the Jewish community, was shopping there when a man whom she does not know approached her and stabbed her. The Loblaws was closed yesterday, and the investigation continues, indicating that the two of them did not know each other and that the hate crimes unit is involved. At the same time, the police uh, spokesperson says that, of course, the Jewish community in Ottawa is understandably concerned. Now, I only know about this because I happened onto a post on Facebook about it when seeing that a Jewish woman was stabbed in a recognizably Jewish grocery store. I took a look at it and couldn't find anything about it, for example, on CBC. On CBC, under headlines, while many absurd stories are included and unimportant stories are included, I had to go and know to search in Ottawa, in their regions in Ottawa, in order to find a memory of this, a mention of this story. I did place the story or the idea of the story into a search engine and look online and found that a number of other media outlets in Canada had reported on it and that the hate crimes unit was involved, although nothing referring to how it could or might likely be, in fact, a hate crime. Um, and only one news outlet that I found, Yahoo, mentioned the name of the individual who was apprehended and who, while they use the word allegedly, was witnessed committing this shocking crime. Now, they mentioned that this individual, Joe Rook from Cornwall, um, that was his name, and so I took that name and I searched on Facebook under that name, and here's what I found. This individual, same name as you can see on your screen, it says lives in Cornwall. And as you see on your screen in front of you, um, that this individual made this post that and I really don't want to read this, although if you look at the in the middle of the post, it says, "Is Prime Minister Carney and other members of Parliament humanist in nature, loyal to the principles of humanism as the simple human beings they are, or are their loyalties more grounded in the ludicrousness of Judaism and all the absurdities in the lies that form the foundation of Jewish belief and ethos? Canadians are subject to sanctions under law for demonstrations of anti-Semitism. I will dislike or even hate whomever I choose." And then going on about supposed atrocities committed by the Israeli government. There's been no mention of this post that seems very clearly to be by an individual who fits the description of the one who carried out this crime. Um, in the news. Why is it? And thank you, Seymour, for noting my research, but it's hardly research to put a name in a search engine. I don't understand when there's clear evidence that this may have been a hate crime. And a hate crime directly against Jews. Other examples of hate. that are less shocking, like graffiti, continue to be reported on major news outlets. And why is it that this kind of investigation is left to people like myself? The post that I showed you, when I found it yesterday, I took photos of it, assuming it might be taken down, whether by that individual or their family who posted it, or even by Facebook. And yet, it seems not only do we continue to live in a country where crimes that seem very clearly to be an expression of hate against our people not only take place, but then are treated as a minor or mundane matter. Um, I'm going to continue to follow up on this kind of an issue. I certainly, you're right, Gloria, I expect almost nothing except disappointment, or ineptitude, or bias from the CBC anymore. But the lack of genuine attention to such a shocking story speaks to our circumstances in the world today, and the way in which people have become, I don't know, where there doesn't seem to be any kind of major reaction to a painful story of this kind. And now we turn to our prayer for the soldiers of the IDF, um, in the hopes that this painful war will be able to be brought to a conclusion very soon, which would mean the return of all hostages, living or no longer living, as well as the removal of Hamas from any kind of governing power or threat against Israel from Gaza. Let's join in this prayer, aware that people are being called up, and that the engines of war continue to take their toll physically, psychologically, in so many ways, on so many. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב ואמותינו שרה, רבקה, לאה ורחל, הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל ושאר מגיני עמנו העומדים על משמרתם. ישמרם הקדוש ברוך הוא ויצילם מכל צרה וצוקה ומכל נגע ומחלה, וישלח ברכה בכל מעשה ידיהם. ויקוים בהם הכתוב, וכיתתו חרבותיהם לעתים, וחניתותיהם למזמרות, לא יישאו גוי על גוי חרב, ולא ילמדון עוד מלחמה, וישבו איש תחת גפנו, ותחת תאנתו, ואין מחריד, ונאמר אמן. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless the soldiers of the IDF and all who stand on guard for us. May the Holy One guard them against all difficulty and distress, injury and illness. May all of their actions bring blessing, fulfilling the prophet's words. Let them beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Let nation not lift up sword against nation, and may they learn war no more. May all sit under a vine or fig tree with none to make them afraid, and let us say, Amen. Let's continue with our prayer for those in need of strength and healing, keeping in mind all those who are ill or isolated or unwell, all of those who are living a life of challenges they have not chosen. Let us be with them and pray for them, but also act on their behalf, and to strengthen them, whether they be near or far. And so for our friends and loved ones, for those whose names have been given to me and given to Temple, those names placed in the chat and this and other services, and of course, tragically, painfully, cruelly, for all those who remain held hostage, and for the families of those no longer living who continue to be held hostage. For all of them, we turn to these words of healing. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, אמותינו שרה, רבקה, לאה ורחל, הוא ירפא את כל מכותינו. יהי רצון מלפניך, אדוני אלוהינו, לחלימם ולרפאותם, Vishlach lanu mehera refuah shlema v'teret shalom v'numar Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless and heal all who suffer. May it be the divine will to provide healing and strength. Reveal to us the holiness of life, the wholeness of shalom, and let us say together, Amen. Well, it's very meaningful to be here with you on this Erev Shabbat. Please join us online for our Erev Shabbat service tonight at 6:30 and tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. We'd love you to join us at the synagogue as well. All of that service is also, of course, available online as we connect as a community and pray and remember. And so now we pause and recall those who died in recent days and weeks, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we've taken into our hearts with our own. In recent days and weeks, in the time of Shloshim, the last 30 days, we extend our condolences to the families of Alan Klasky, Helen Pollack, Cantor Paul Kowarski, Beatrice Rose Liss, Judy Tesler. And we remember all victims of war and terror, including terror victim Olga Weisberg and the following IDF active duty personnel whose lives have been lost in the last 30 days: Amir Saad, Ori Gerlich, Inon Nuriel Uvana. And on Yahrzeit, on the anniversary of their deaths, on this fifth day of the month of Elul, the 29th of August, 2025, we honor the life and legacy on Yahrzeit of Nathan Arnold, Victoria Batcher, Annie Chernikovsky, Irene Fink, Robin Frisner, Abraham Yosef Krawchuk. Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be a blessing to us. Our griefs and our sympathies are mingled as we turn together to words sanctified by memory, words glorified by hope, joining together in Kaddish Yaton. Please join me. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemeh rabba, be'alma devra chiruteh ve'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon, u'v'chaye dechol bet Yisrael, ba'agala u'bizman karev v'imuru. Amen. Yehe shmeh rabba mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה ברכו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תשבחתה ונחמתה, תאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and bring comfort and strength to all who remember. And together we say, Amen. Well, Boker Tov and good morning. It's meaningful and wonderful to be here with you. Looking forward to celebrating Shabbat together and wishing you also a beautiful Shabbat and then continuing afterward. A lovely long weekend. Boker O, Boker Tov, Shabbat Shalom. Take this day and make it a good one.